Welcome back, everyone. Last chapter, we learned about the major scale. In this chapter, we're learning something that completely changes the way you understand music theory. It's called the circle of fifths. Now, why is it important to learn this? First of all, it covers all the 12 major scales, and it makes it easier for you to remember each scale in a single image. Secondly, when we start playing songs, it's going to help you know which scale or key the song is in, especially when we start learning to read notations. The circle of fifths chart is going to be helpful from the beginner stage to the intermediate and even the advanced level of piano playing, which we'll be discussing in future videos. Now, don't let the name intimidate you. If you ever wondered how music is organized, this is the map. So let's begin. The circle of fifths is a tool used in music theory to understand the relationships between different musical keys. Imagine a circle divided into 12 sections. Each section represents one of the 12 major keys in music. Why a circle? Because music repeats. After 12 keys, we return where we started. The circular pattern shows us how the keys are connected. Before we build the circle, we must remember the major scale formula we learned in the previous chapter. Whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Now this formula works in every major scale. We're going to use this exact formula to build each key in the circle. Let's begin with C major, and we'll start from here on the top. We'll start with whole step from C to D, another whole step from D to E, a half step from E to F, a whole step from F to G, another whole step from G to A, and another whole step from A to B, and a half step from B to C. Now, using the formula, we get C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now, C major has no sharps, no flats. This is our starting point. So C major is the clean, neutral key. Now we move up a fifth from the C major scale. Why? Because we're trying to make the circle of fifths. So we're trying to find the next scale using the fifth note of every scale. So count 5 notes, C, D, E, F, and we land on G. So the next key is G, and we write it here. We're going to be moving in the circle clockwise. Now apply the major scale formula again on G. Starting with G, we take a whole step to A. Again, a whole step from A to B. A half step from B to C. Another whole step from C to D. Another whole step from D to E. And another whole step from E to F sharp. And a half step from F sharp to G. So G major scale has G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Notice something new. Now we have one sharp, F sharp. So we write an F sharp on the G major scale, indicating it has an F sharp. Moving up another fifth from the G major scale, G, A, B, C, and we land on D. Now let's build a D major scale. Starting with D, we take a whole step from D to E, another whole step from D to F sharp, a half step from F sharp to G, a whole step from G to A, another whole step from A to B, and again a whole step from B to C sharp, and a half step from C sharp to D. D major scale has D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Now we have two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. Now you can see that each step clockwise is adding one more sharp. Now this is how the circle works. Up a fifth again, D, E, F sharp, G, and we land on A. Now we build the A major scale. Starting with A, we move a whole step from A to B, another whole step from B to C sharp, a half step from C sharp to D, another whole step from D to E, another whole step from D to F sharp, and again another whole step from F sharp to G sharp, and a half step from G sharp to A. So A major scale has A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. Now we have three sharps, F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Notice the pattern? Here we have it again. Each new key keeps the previous sharp and adds one more sharp. Okay, let's do another one. Again, up another fifth, A, B, C sharp, D, E. Let's now do the E major scale. Start on E, a whole step to F sharp, another whole step from F sharp to G sharp, again, a half step from G sharp to A, another whole step from A to B, another whole step from B to C sharp, again, another whole step from C sharp to D sharp, and a half step from D sharp back to E. Now, E major scale has E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Here we're adding one more sharp, D sharp. So we have F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and one more sharp, D sharp. Let's move up a fifth from the E major scale, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, and we land on B. Let's do the B major scale. So in a B major scale, we start on B and we take a whole step from B to C sharp, another whole step from C sharp to D sharp, a half step from D sharp to E, and a whole step from E to F sharp, and again another whole step from F sharp to G sharp, and again another whole step from G sharp to A sharp, and a half step from A sharp back to B. So in a B major scale, we have B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. So we're adding one more sharp, A sharp, and now we have C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, and A sharp in the B major scale. Now let's move up another fifth from the B major scale, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp. Now we reach F sharp major. This is the first time we have a sharp note as a scale, but here we'll be using a G flat instead of F sharp. Now why are we doing this? First of all, F sharp and G flat are both going to give the same notes in both the scales. So if you do an F sharp major scale, you'll get F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp. 6 sharps. Notice E sharp instead of F. Now F sharp major scale forces us to write an E sharp instead of an F, which makes reading harder. Now music notation follows a rule. Every letter name must appear once in the scale. Since we already use F in F sharp, we don't write F again. Now G flat major scale looks cleaner and is easier to read on the flat side. Let's try it out by replacing the sharps by renaming them with our flats instead. So we start with G flat, we move a whole step to A flat. So from A flat, we again move a whole step from A flat to B flat. So from B flat, we move a half step from B flat to B. Since we already used the B in B flat, we'll have to replace B with the next note C. So if you flatten the C note to C flat, we can replace the B with a C flat instead. Now from C flat, now we're going to take another whole step from C flat to D flat. Again, another whole step from D flat to E flat, and another whole step from E flat to F, and a half step back from F to G flat. Now G flat major scale is G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, E flat, F, and G flat. So here we have 6 flats, G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, and E flat. Now again, let's take the fifth note of the G flat major scale, and we land on D flat, and let's do D flat major scale. We take a whole step from D flat to E flat, again another whole step from E flat to F, and now a half step from F to G flat, and another whole step from G flat to A flat, and again another whole step from A flat to B flat, and a whole step from B flat to C, and a half step from C to D flat. So the D flat major scale is D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and D flat. So here we have 5 flats, one less flat than G flat. So the flats that we have are D flat, E flat, G flat, A flat, and B flat. Now let's take the fifth note of the D flat major scale, and we end up with A flat. So let's do an A flat major scale. We start with A flat, a whole step to B flat, another whole step to C, a half step to D flat, a whole step to E flat, a whole step from E flat to F, a whole step from F to G, and a half step from G to A flat. So A flat major scale has A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat. So A flat has 4 flats, one less flat than D flat. So we have A flat, B flat, D flat, and E flat. You can see the pattern here. The flats are decreasing as we move up the circle of fifths. So let's keep going and find the fifth for the A flat major scale. We have E flat. Let's do E flat major scale. Let's start from E flat, a whole step from E flat to F, another whole step from F to G, a half step from G to A flat, a whole step from A flat to B flat, a whole step from B flat to C, another whole step from C to D, and half step from D to E flat. So E flat major scale is E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat. So E flat major scale has 3 flats, E flat, A flat, and B flat, one more less than A flat. So let's take the fifth note from the E flat major scale. We get B flat. Let's try the B flat major scale. Start with B flat, a whole step to C, another whole step from C to D, a half step from D to E flat, a whole step from E flat to F, a whole step from F to G, another whole step from G to A, and a half step from A to B flat. So B flat major scale is B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, and B flat. So as we predicted, B flat has only two flats, B flat and E flat. So let's take the fifth of the B flat major scale and we end up with F. Let's try the F major scale. Start with F, a whole step from F to G, another whole step from G to A half step from A to B flat, a whole step from B flat to C, another whole step from C to D, a whole step from D to E, and a half step from E back to F. And here we only have one flat, B flat. So if you take the fifth note of the F major scale, we come back to C again. So we finally completed the circle of fifths, which goes from C major scale all the way covering all the 12 notes and back to C again. I'm really proud of you for completing the circle of fifths. Now I know that memorizing and playing 12 scales is not something that happens overnight. It takes time, repetition, and patience. But don't worry, you don't have to figure it out alone. We've included the interactive lessons below to help you practice these scales using the songs Do Re Mi from The Sound of Music. It covers all the 12 major scales so you can hear and feel how the same melody works in every key. You can also download and practice with our PDF guide. It includes the circle of fifths, all the 12 major scales, even the chapter from start to finish. It's essentially your complete beginner's piano course notebook, everything in one place for easy review and practice. I've left the link down below, make sure you check it out. And honestly, take a moment to appreciate how far you've come in this course. You've learned so much already. You now have all the ingredients, now it's time to use them. In the next chapter, we're going to bring everything together and start turning these tools into real music, real songs. That's where it gets exciting. I can't wait. I'll see you there.